I did hope, for the sake of our country, that Donald Trump might show some interest in taking the job seriously, that he might come to feel the weight of the office and discover some reverence for the democracy that had been placed in his care. But he never did.
Strong words tonight from former President Barack Obama during the third night of the Democratic National Convention. A fiery speech from Mr. Obama criticizing Donald Trump's presidency this evening and promoting presidential nominee Joe Biden. Now, joining us now live is Fox 5 political analyst Carl Luna. And Carl, many people speaking about President Obama's scathing speech tonight. Your thoughts on what he had to say?
Well, I got to say, Phil, it's pretty unprecedented to have a prior president be so direct in criticizing a current president. President Obama believes there's grounds for it. I mean, the issues regarding democracy, the assaults on whether or not the election is going to be conceded by the president, President Trump himself tweeting out that he might not accept the results, words to that effect. So it was much more gloves off for a president like Mr. Obama, who typically likes to avoid too much drama in his speeches.
You know, Kamala Harris made history tonight, becoming the Democratic vice presidential nominee. You said earlier today she would really have to have the speech of her life. What was the takeaway from it, and did she?
I think she had a pretty good speech. She laid out her own back history. She laid out her family relationships. She laid out her history as a prosecutor. Then she really slammed into the president. That's the job of a VP, to take on the opposite, the other party's candidates. I do think that the virtual format really, though, for both her speech and President Obama's, kind of took something out of it. They're both passionate speakers, and putting it without the reaction, I think that just people would tend to feel that. You get a lot of good sound bites out of the speeches, but collectively, it wasn't quite that home run moment.
You know, we're going to get to that right now, because presidential nominee Joe Biden came out and joined Harris after her remarks. And as you've been saying, really a different feel this year as these conventions are done virtually. And it sounds like to me you're saying that really it could hurt them more than help them.
Well, I think that they're going to get what they need out of it. They've been able to unify the party around Biden and Harris. They're going to get some good sound bites. They've laid out their basic platform, and there were some really good emotional moments today. When Gabby Gifford came out and spoke, people had tears in their eyes from the newscasters looking at it. And you had the children who'd been separated from their parents. I think that if you're going to do a virtual format like that, though, you need to do more of that. You got to rely heavily on the emotion, because when Joe Biden and his wife came out to see Kamala Harris and they're standing on either sides of the stage, it kind of took a little bit away from the process. Whether the Republicans can learn and do better next week remains to be seen.
And looking ahead to tomorrow's big speech from Joe Biden, what do you expect from him?
Well, the entire evening is going to be a setup to Joe Biden's acceptance speech, and he will lay out his basic case that he is the more rational alternative to the current president. He can do a better job, and it's really a moral choice. The Democrats are trying to portray this as a choice of direction for the country. The issue, again, can you turn that into voter enthusiasm when you've got this virtual format? And how do you campaign on that going forward? Donald Trump brings his own emotional universe around him wherever he goes. Joe Biden is going to have a really big job tomorrow, and he'll have to give a almost supernaturally good speech for Joe Biden to really score what he needs to do.
All right, Carl Luna, thank you very much for staying up late with us. And of course, we'll see you again tomorrow evening.
Thank you.